Good morning again. We're done with our field trip this morning, so we'll get back into our regularly scheduled stuff. In this one, I've got a vanity here that was shipped in, and the problem we got is the drawers are supposed to be over here, and the door is supposed to be over here, and the reason it won't work the way it is, and I don't know if this will show very well, but the plumbing, you can see that little holes there right by the drain. That's where the drawer track is supposed to sit. Anyway, so we got to pull that off, switch it around, which I have the new one right there, and glue it all back together, remount the pins, accessories and tracks and stuff, and get on to the next one. So I'll get doors off, drawers out, whatnot. I'll be back. Okay, so I got all the miscellaneous stuff pulled out. I didn't get the tracks out, so you get to look at my butt while I do that. And I'll probably edit it. Okay, we got all the door off and the tracks out. Now I do still need to take these little clips off. There's always a right and a wrong way. I don't know if mine is which one. What I do is I'll go right in here, kind of get behind it wherever the staples are, and it flies off towards the camera. So we can set those out of the way. If you hit it right where the staple is, it'll pop it right off there. In the event you have to save this face frame, there's a little tiny mark where the chisel touched it, but otherwise there's no real damage because I'm putting it on the plastic. And they pop right off. I've seen people pound and pound and pound. It does no good when it doesn't work. Now this one's a little bit trickier. I got to get under it over from the bottom because the door frame's in the way. But same thing. Our goal is to get rid of that staple. So, the trim is off. Next step's really simple, and sometimes when you have a rough day, it can be pretty fun. Now you'll notice I'm using a dead blow. I don't care what color it is, I don't care where it came from. Don't use a claw hammer. There's a million reasons, but the biggest one is don't hurt yourself, don't hurt the cabinet, don't break that wall, don't break anything. The dead blow hammer is a fairly controlled hit. Even when I missed, it just fell out of my hand. It didn't fly through this door behind me. And it works so much easier than a claw hammer. I'm going to set my little chisel with a flat side toward the part I want to save. And I'm just going to tap it in there. Down here, flat side toward the piece I want to save. Because we need this filler. Because they didn't send us a new one. And I could probably leave that trim, but I'm not going to. So, I'm going to pull these nails all out of here, and I'm going to pull the staples out of that face frame. There's several of them here that they put in at the factory. And I'll be back and we can put the new one on. Okay. So we got all this out of the way. We've got the tracks marked out for where the new tracks are going to go, or the tracks when we put them back. Somewhere over here. Okay. So we've got all the miscellaneous crap out of the way. The staples are pulled. I moved the camera over so you could kind of see what was happening here. I'm gonna find my drill. There's my drill. I marked out where the track holes are gonna be, but I forgot to hit record before I did that, so 3/8 drill bit is the same size as the holes the factory puts in. And we're going to pop those in as soon as I figure out what I did with them. There we are. We'll pop those in, just set them off to the side for the moment. And that way, if they're off just a little, which that one apparently is, we can open it up just a tiny bit and give them a tap, and there's it. So we get a right hand one, same thing. Tap, and we're in. The plugs that don't fit that they tell us we're supposed to put in are coming out on their own. Put in the left track. Now, why am I doing this ahead of time? Whoopsie, I still have a hole to drill. Which is going to be easier if I take this part out. And I just used a pencil to scrape off the extra crap there. Now, back to the original statement. The reason I put these in ahead of time is just whoopsie, simply so that I don't have to crawl up inside the cabinet to try to get to them. It does nice and snug, but that's what we want. Alright, so we'll try to keep those out of the way as we put the face on there, the new one. And we will get the extra junk out of the way. I'm sure you can see inside here all this crap. This is all the gifts that are left to us by the other trades. They will fill these cabinets with garbage and food wrappers and empty water bottles that carry some kind of disease. And they will just use these as a huge garbage can. Okay, we've taken out the trash. So we get this stuff out of the way. Okay. Now I like to set that right on the floor. Oops, turn right side up. And that lets me put that filler exactly flush when I'm putting them on with a nail. Which I don't do very often, but on these it's just easier and faster. Let's see if I can do this without knocking the camera over. So, all we have to do is get this up and onto the rabbets in the back of the cabinet. And I turned on my hot glue gun, but I have a feeling it's not even close. Now on this one, I'm going to use a combination of adhesives. I'm going to put a little bit of clear silicone, and I'll put that in these rabbets, and that'll be the long-term glue. And you can use almost any adhesive you want. Probably construction adhesive would be the best. Follow right behind it by the clear silicone. There we go. Now we'll take these and pop them up out of our way. And that one's going to fall out anyway. And then real lightly, tap it home. And when this is ready, we'll put a little bead of hot glue and a little bead of hot glue. And we are going to do more hot glue, we just haven't gotten that far yet.
Can I borrow your tape measure real quick?
I suppose. I rent those.
Oh, okay.
First of the three? No, you got to pay from day one. More hot glue. Unfortunately, I'm about out, and I did not realize it, and I have more, but someone decided to borrow from me, and they chose not to return. There we go. And now we're in our next one. Nice and tight. Okay. A little conversation with our super. And I just discovered, and you probably could see, but I didn't, that when I put that on, we had a little bit of splatter back there. So I will run out and get a rag, and we'll clean that up, but I want to get this adhesive on here, and it can start to and I'm the one that bitches all the time about people who use way too many nails, and then you see me putting gobs and gobs of hot glue. Well, A, it's not that much, and B, there's a huge difference between hot glue that can be peeled right back off if need be, and 60 or 70 nails in a small piece that needed 3. There. Today's rant over. Wasn't as big as some have been. Run out and get a rag to clean that up. I'm going to grab another screw there, and we'll let all this cure for just a minute and let that hot glue settle in, and we'll come back and put the doors and drawers on and the piece of trim, and that'll be about it. And before I do that, we need to pop the remainder of these staples out of these that hold the snap-on fronts, or clip-on fronts, or whatever. I don't want to get in trouble for saying the snap-on word. So, we have short nails in the gun, and all we need to do is throw a few of them in here. Now, I always try to put one on the top as well, and on the bottom. And the reason being the stress when you pull these off and back on, a lot of the stress is on the top and the bottom. So if you can get those on there, that kind of precludes having to come back off right away. Okay, now we have those all on there. I'm going to grab the rag and the micro pinner and take some of this trash out, and I'll be back and put this together and get out of here. Okay, and we're back. So, up next, low side down. It's never a bad idea. If those are bent, and a lot of them get bent when the guys are ripping them out, and other trades are helping us. Kind of like our totally destroyed drawer here. We'll be getting a new drawer front for that, I'm sure. You know, where's that wrong side? How did I know? Well, it's easy. Quarter inch, quarter inch, quarter inch down here at the very bottom. Quarter inch down here at the very bottom is what we should have. So that drawer was up here. So I knew it was the wrong position. So this goes up, and I highly doubt that we're going to get all this garbage that they've got on it off. I don't want to do that. I'm going to end up having to take this apart and reposition, but for the moment we're going to call this one good. Just have to throw the doors on, of which, there's the screws. Okay. The door will have to be replaced because the original installer, who put on what he was told to put on, now has the handle on the wrong side. That handle should be over here. I'm going to put this on upside down just so it makes it obvious that we've noticed it. There it is. Tiny space and things get piled. So, hopefully my knees not blocking there. But we're just putting the door on. Hopefully you know how to do that already. Okay. Ta-da! Other than the fact it's now upside down, but there's nothing we can do about that because I don't have another door. So I'm going to call that the end of this one. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff, but that's how you replace a face frame and do it the correct way. We've got everything is double glued, pinned. I still have to adjust these drawers. There's nothing I can do about that. They're just not right. Right from the factory, they have the alignment is off a little. They're flush, so I know all the tracks are in where they belong as far as on the back. The problem is these drawer fronts, the lower drawer front actually is the problem one, is set too high and the hardware's already on. So I'm going to pull that off. I'll adjust that drawer front down just a little bit and we'll be good to go. Oh, for now, until we move down the street, and we're going to recut another.